grant them vision. You have to. And you have it. Which is the Iman in the Quran. And all those people, how they become Muslim, how did he become Muslim? He just read Quran.
Yeah.
So before Quran you are blind. Now you have granted the vision. Really. Before Quran he was in the dark. Right now he is in the light. But basically we have to change our attitude. Yes, last week the brother said, how do we combat the non-believers? What is combating?
Combat like debate them or whatever.
Yeah, it's not. It's just somebody need you to put their hand into their hand and take them from the harm they are in. They are in trouble. Take them. Save them. That's what they called it. Grant them vision, let them see. So, قُلْ مَنْ رَبُّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ قُلِ اللَّهُ قُلْ أَفَاتَّخَذْتُم مِّن دُونِهِ أَوْلِيَاءَ لَا يَمْلِكُونَ لِأَنفُسِهِمْ نَفْعًا وَلَا ضَرًّا. They have no ability to bring to themselves, good or bad. They don't. Well, Jesus, what happened? They chased him everywhere and they cross him. They torture him. He has no power to bring good to himself. How he's going to bring it to you? لا يملكون for themselves or Buddha or anything other than Allah. They have no means, no power that to bring goodness to themselves or to protect themselves from bad things. They don't. So how can they help you? How can they take you to Jannah? How? And what ability, what power they have? He said it's the problem is either you are blind or you are in the darkness. But I give you the good news. Since you are talking to me, I will bring your sight back. And I will shine your life with light. Not by my person, by this. This is Nur. Quran is Nur. Nur means light in your eyes, in your ears, in your senses, and in your life. All right? Is that clear? Or is that okay, brother? Can we move on?
Inshallah.
All right. But I will be so mad if we forget this. I will be really mad because we spent at least 20 minutes. Okay? Now, the next verse is just more answer to the first question. قُلْ مَنْ رَبُّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Who is the Lord of heaven and earth? The answer came, أنزل من السماء ماء فسالت أودية بقدرها فاحتمل السيل زبدا رابيا ومما يوقدون عليه في النار ابتغاء حلية أو متاع زبد مثله كذلك يضرب الله الحق والباطل فأما الزبد فيذهب جفاء وأما ما ينفع الناس فيمكث في الأرض كذلك يضرب الله الأمثال. Just 17. This is now this is needs from you focus intellectually because this is very difficult verse. Very difficult. As I said, Surah Al-A'raf is difficult. Now this 17 is the most difficult one. Listen to it and try if you can get a clue what he's talking about.
Allah sends down water, rain from the sky, and the valleys flow according to their measure. But the flood bears away the foam that mounts up to the surface. And also from that ore which they heat in the fire in order to make ornaments or utensils, rises a foam like unto it. Thus does Allah by parables show forth truth and falsehood. Then as for the foam, it passes away as scum upon the banks, while that which is for the good of mankind remains in the earth. Thus does Allah set forth parables for the truth and falsehood, belief and disbelief.
Okay. Anybody get anything? Anybody can just give me a little clue what he's talking about? Brother Michael, you're in trouble. What do you think?
Maybe like Allah's talking about like how He sends the Furqan. Like the Quran is the criteria you can decide, separates what's true and what's not true, and separates believers and then disbelievers. Kind of like when the floodwaters come or when they heat the metal, you separate all the impurities out of it. So
Okay.
something like that. I mean,
Yeah? I mean, close, but not enough. Brother Amr, what did you say? What did you say? What Allah said, I know, but what did you say?
Well, it's just telling us that Allah sends down His water, His
Okay,
rain,
so the rain comes, and then what happens?
and then He fills up the waters, the rivers, and the streams, and the valleys flow, and
Valleys flow according to what?
according to their measure,
What do you mean?
what He has put within it, how He has.
Valleys, say it again. Allah sent the rain, and then
According to their measure.
what is this measure?
Well, Allahu Alam.
I know, I'm going to give you a hard time. Okay, read it again. You got the point? No? Oh, okay, good. Okay, read it again.
And the valleys flow according to their measure.
Valleys, what is valleys?
A low-lying place.
Okay, low lying on the land will what? Will flow.
yeah.
Okay, now.
Because the rain from all surfaces, high surfaces,
Okay.
is going to go down to the low levels. And then they are going to make what? A flood
No.
or a river.
No.
They are going to flow, right?
No.
According to what? To their measures.
No.
What is that measures? Okay, a flood in a big, wide, deep valley. Is it equal to a flood in a shallow valley? Huh?
No.
So if the valley is wide and deep and had a lot of surfaces around it, all rains come to it, like Grand Canyon, how much the flood is there?
Yeah.
Why? Because too many surfaces there, all pour to that deep, wide valley. So the amount of flood or water, it will be so huge. But if the valley is small or shallow, or the surfaces that come to are very limited, so the flow will be very little.
No.
So that is the measure. And you need to think of this very deeply, because what this has to do with this? Huh? So, rain comes, there are many high surfaces, slopes. The rain collected and dropped down to the low level areas. If that low level areas is wide enough and the surfaces is so, the flood might be what? 20 meters, 3 meters, 10 meters, 1 meters, 1 foot, 2 foot. That is the measure. That measure is depend on their what? Capacity, their space, their depth, and the surface is connected to them. بِقَدَرِهَا. So if it is very shallow, there is nothing really
Can't hold much.
can hold much. But if it is, huh?
Oh, I was just gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Is this like talking about like hidayah or ilm or something like that?
Okay, so now when you take that, what he means by these valleys? This is, we know it. This is in the nature. Rain comes on the surfaces and the high one, collected and comes to the bottom valley and run. Depend on the width and the depth of the valley. What is this valley to do with us?
No.
Huh? Allah saying, every one of you is a valley. And every verse is a rain. You hold some of that rain according to your capacity. What is your capacity? Your interest in knowing the hidayah. That is your capacity. How much you are interested in the Quran, this is how much you get. And that is the scholar who makes tafseer is a big valley. And that person who can't even understand Surah Al-Fatiha, it's just a surface. Collect absolutely none. So this is a visual example that Quran is with no doubt like rain comes down. There are many other examples, but here says all these rain collected to the valley, and you're going to see flood from that valley. It depends on the depth and the width of that valley. Now, and we understand this is only metaphor. The valley is a metaphor of a human being, and the rain is a metaphor of the Quran. Now, okay, the flood is going on. What is in the flood? Allah said two things. What?
Foam,
Foam. So on the surface, what?
filth.
All right.
Foam.
And it is high, and it is showing on the surface. It goes beyond too much.
No.
All right. And under the foam, what?
Bears away the foam that mounts up to the surface, up to the surface, and also from the ore that which they heat in the fire.
Forget about the heat. That's for example. Now we'll stay with the rain, and then we'll come to the metals and ornament later. That's another example.
All right.
Okay. So here the flood is coming. The flood consists of what? Two things. What?
The water.
Water and foam. Basically, that's all what the flood is consist of. Water and foam and some other collected, because the water is going to wash the surfaces. When you wash the surfaces, what's going to bring with it?
Sediment, the Raad.
All the dirt and filth. Just like how you wash your car.
Yeah.
So the rain is going to wash all these surfaces, and in this wash, the dirt and the dust and bad things, all is going to be there, carried with the water. But those bad things, they are going to stay floating on the surface. The water is going to go at the bottom, and they are going to be carried. In what direction? The foam and the filth and the dust and the dirt and the branches are going to be carried by the water. In what direction? Direction of the water. They have no direction. Do they have direction? They say there is a branch and there is something floating on the surface of the water. And the water is not a sea, is not a river, it's a flood, has power to move. So everything on the surface is going to move in the direction of the water. Except sometimes if they went astray, they will be stuck somewhere on the banks, as he said. They will stuck on the banks and the water will continue. Now, this water is going, say, to go to a field. And the field is cultivated. So what the field is going to go to with the water? It's going to do with the water?
It's going to
Absorb it. And from absorb it is going to grow what? All the good things that we need, even green things. If not edible, green things. Now, as you can see, the good things went down and been absorbed in order to produce the fruit. The bad things, it's visible on the surface, but because it is weightless. Why it is floating? Because it is very light in weight. And anything light in white has no direction to their movements. They fly with the wind, right? Anything light flies with the wind, goes with the current. Anything light in weight has no direction. But anything has weight and power, like the flood, has direction, and is going to take everything in their way. Nothing is going to stop that flood. If the flood is very strong, nothing is going to stop it. It's going to go that direction. So, now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying that the Quran is just like the rain. Humans all are like valleys. Once you hear the Quran, it depends on how deep you are, how strong interest you have. Something will be absorbed and goes down to produce good behavior and good personality. And not only that, the bad things on surface will be washed off from you. The other example is when you take what he said, the ores. What is the ores?
The rock with the precious metal in it.
Right, say copper or silver or whatever. It has in it a lot of impurities. So what do you do with it? You heat it. And so when it is heated, the good things is going to be separated from the bad things. Okay. The good things inside that ore is going to go away. Stay there, or go deeper, or go to the surface. Huh?
Go to the surface.
No, it will remain.
If there is a purity in a metal, and say we take iron.
It's an impurity.
I'm sorry, impurity in iron. And we put the iron to melt. What is going to happen to the impurities?
It will separate.
Separate in the surface.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So it's going to be, so the good things is going to stay at the bottom, and everything in it, even was immersed or buried in it, once you melt it and heat it, is going to surface.
No.
Right? And then from there you separate it, you take it and you take the good things out of it. That is to make ornament, say gold or silver or copper and so on and so forth. This is, he said, another example to haqq and batil, truth and falsehood, just like this. They might be, appears to you as they are one thing and mixed. Just like the ore of the good precious metals. So, once you get into the iman, that iman is heating up you until you are becoming totally pure, just like the metal, and everything is separated. Means you are going to go heat. What is heat? Trial, test, difficulties, hardship. That's how Allah heats you. That's how Allah take impurities from you, difficulties, hardship, problems, challenges. That is the heat. Once you pass it, and you are going to be totally pure. Totally pure. Only the good things, only the truth is going to participate or remains. And all these bad things is going to be removed and separated totally. Now, what we take from this, that the only way for us to be nourished and get all the foams out is to become a big valley where the Quran flow in us. Just like a flood. This is the way where you are going to become the best. Or being tested and twisted and heated and challenged and hindered and put obstacles, difficulties in front of you. So once you pass them, you become totally pure. This is Allah, this is the design of Allah. How to bring, that's called يَضْرِبُ الْأَمْثَالِ. This is the examples of the truth and the falsehood. Now, I'll give you practical, real example from the life. When you look, for example, to the Muslim world, at the 50s and 60s, what happened? There was communists everywhere. All Muslim world were communists. Or before that was colonials. All right? And the colonials thought, that's it, these people brainwashed, and they are totally westernized. And we got the woman out, and we messed up we cornered their religion somewhere, and everything is, we made it westernized and modern. That is, the religion is just something personal and something in one corner. That is faux. When little things change, rain comes, Iman, awakening, What happened? All that period of time, some of it 100 years,
Yeah, no.
even in the country was governed and ruled by communists in the Eastern Asia, like Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, all of these countries, they were, that's it, communist 100%. Generations born as communists. But the minute the rain come, they're all Muslims. Where did this come from? Islam and Iman and Masjid and Hajj and all of these, because you look like as if it is never went through communism. Because that's what Allah said. If it is that way, yes, the good things is going to be sipped down and goes down only in order to become out, to get out again in a very good way. You might see the foam, as we said, this people, that's it. They were born and they were becoming youth and old, know nothing except communism. But the minute they were getting their freedom and they listened to the Quran, that's it, they rushed to the masjid. Why? Because truth is part of our nature. It's just like the can and the lid. Here the can is our nature and our soul, and the Quran and the Iman is the lid. You might think it is gone, but it's never gone. Now, honestly, this is not just for Muslims, even for non-Muslims. Still, at the deepest part of them, there is a seed for Iman. And you as a da'iyah, your job, how to bring it, how to shine it, how to remove the dirt so it can shine, but it is there. All human beings, the seed, the diamond of Iman is there somewhere. And your job is to shine it and sharpen it and bring it up. There are few, and as Allah said, very few, who are totally their nature being sealed, and there is no way you can do anything with them. Said, leave them alone. But they are the minorities, not the people all. So this is what is it. Whenever you read Quran with deep interest and understanding, you might come out of it and you get nothing. No, something being absorbed in you, and one day will bring fruit. Just like you throw, as we said, you throw seeds everywhere, and it is dry, there is nothing, it's gone. The seed is buried and it is gone. You wait, like today, they throw the seeds everywhere, but none of the seeds regrow. When the spring comes and March comes and the rain comes, what do you see? Every corner, every place growing something green. So the good things, basically, the good things, it stays and no one can uproot it. The bad things easily to be taken out. The example is just like we said, we are in this room and it is dark. Dark everywhere. And only takes from you what? To hit the switch, and the darkness will be gone and everything light around this. Easy to basically remove darkness, impurities, confusions easily once you have the right tools, and the best tool is the Quran. So we're going to listen to the translation and we'll stop here so we can
17 again?
Yeah, just 17. This is something I really, whatever I told to you is not even 10th of what it's supposed to be, but at least you get idea.
Summary.
You need, no, I'm trying just to make you think about it. Go and think about it. It's endless fountain of meanings. You know fountain? Every time there is a new fresh water. Every time there is a new fresh meaning and dimension in it. Just like a fountain. Trouble.
Allah Ta'ala sends down water, rain from the sky, and the valleys flow according to their...
Okay, you can hold here because, listen, valleys. Can the surface that is inclined can hold any water? So you might be just like this, as Allah said, solid surface. If you are solid surface, sorry, you are not going to hold that much. And that's why many read Quran and goes from here and goes to here. Those who come in to read Quran on the dead person, that's the only time they come and read Quran. These are a solid surface. Read Quran and comes out same, never affected by death nor by the Quran. Because they are solid surfaces. No, he said, awdiyah, valley, and it is fertile. That's where you have to be in order to get a lot of benefits. Yeah.
Allah sends down the water, rain from the sky, and the valleys flow according to their measure. But the flood bears away the foam that mounts up to the surface, and also from that ore which they heat in the fire in order to make ornaments or utensils rises a foam like unto it. Thus does Allah, by his parables, show forth truth and falsehood.
Batil, falsehood, always seen bigger than its true value. And always on the surface and visible. And always blocking you from the truth. And always moving and renewed. It might convince you there is nothing good beneath it. You are wrong. That's what the verse says. So don't be deceived by the foam. But also, when the flood is coming, you might say everything gone and destroyed, flood. And Allah says no. Flood is a forceful power to bring something good. Once everything is settled, a lot of good things will come out of it. Basically, there is no end. This example Allah put, there is no end to the meanings and dimensions of the meaning on this verse. There is no end. You can go on and on and on. Wallahu alam. We ask Allah to guide us. See, this is how much we are blessed. This is science. Okay? This is not preaching. This is science. And this is truth. And this is reality. And this came from Allah and it is Quran. You are the person who understands this you are totally advanced in your intellect, in your knowledge, in your understanding than anyone educated in this world. Because why?
Alhamdulillah.
Because you are taught by Allah. Your teacher is Allah. So you must be advanced in your knowledge in this area than anyone on earth. And that's why Adam was superior to the even angels who knows Allah forever. Because the teacher is Allah. You can be the student taught by Allah. And here, He's teaching. Jazakumullah khair.